Lighthouse is the second film from acclaimed director Robert Eggers. It was highly anticipated after the success of his debut film, The Witch. It was also my most anticipated movie of 2019 next to Midsummer. Anyway, let's start the review. The plot of this film revolves around two lighthouse keepers who are tasked with managing a lighthouse for a short period of time. Seems simple enough, right? Well, at first it fairly is. But then the two keepers begin to get a little annoyed with each other, and what's worse is that the isolation and lack of human contact really starts to get to these two characters. You can tell that they cannot stay inside the lighthouse any longer as the film progresses. And as the film progresses, their grip on reality starts to fade along with their sanity, as the two battle not only each other, but also the horrifying effects of isolation. And their slip from reality not only gave a lot of leeway for some clever twists, but also for some sympathy points as well. Since as the film progresses, it seems to be asking whether what these men are going through is real or not. I give plot an A+. Next is acting, and Pattinson, we forgive you for Twilight. This is easily one of Pattinson's best performances, mainly due to how demanding of a role it was. He also had to portray a very overworked character who is slowly deteriorating, and he did this by keeping his character's frustration inside until just the right moment came for his character to snap. Throughout the film, you can tell just by looking at him that he is just ready to blow any second. And I didn't even know it was Pattinson at first. That's how awesome his performance was. And Willem Dafoe was great as well. You could tell that Dafoe really loved this role and put his all into it. And it's clear due to the fact that he just steals every scene he is in. It's phenomenal, and the way these two actors react off each other is just great. I give acting an A+. Finally, directing, and damn, Eggers has really outdone himself. There were several instances in the film where I did not know what was going on, nor how long they've been at the lighthouse. And sometimes, that can harm a film. But in the case of this movie, it feels more than justified. It feels welcome. Having that confusion and disorientation really did make me feel like I was going through what the characters were going through. And that feeling really did make the viewing experience a lot more eerie, especially since it pulled me into the world of the movie. But what really pulled me in was the film's format. Having it shot in monotone gave it a unique atmosphere I have not seen in any other horror film. I give directing an A+. Overall, The Lighthouse is a very eerie film that may start out slow, but gets progressively better as the film goes on. In some instances, it feels similar to the Blair Witch Project due to the filmography as well as how the story plays out. And a huge part of me feels like that was the best possible way to execute the plot. After all, these characters were cut off from humanity and disoriented from loneliness and fear, just like in the Blair Witch Project. However, instead of being stuck in the woods, they're stuck in a lighthouse. And instead of there being a witch, there's an unknown supernatural presence that may or may not be amongst them. It also has a somewhat similar ending as well. I give The Lighthouse an A+. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and sub for more content.